Hey there folks, this is GreenyXI welcoming you to my review of Alundra. Now, Alundra is a PS1 game that was made by Psygnosis and Working Designs, and somebody else was involved in the American and Japanese version as well. One of those was probably like the publisher, the person who gets it out there, but I'm not exactly sure which is which, so there's that. Anyways, Alundra is an adventure game with so many puzzles littered throughout. It's known for its difficulty, that's what the game is known for. So many puzzles that you can get so easily stuck on. Even though they're fair, I would say they're fair puzzles, but you can get stuck on them pretty easily. So many bosses that are quite hard if you're unprepared. So many dungeons that can be pretty maze-like and tricky. Anyways, a lot of people at the time of release compared it to Link to the Past, Zelda. And it is similar to that, but I'll get onto the gameplay mechanics later on in the review. But for now, I want to talk about the story. Alundra is about this dream catcher called Alundra who has dreams, where he's being told to go to this village of Inoa, where you spend most of the game, and help out all the villagers there who are having nightmares that are actually killing them off. And that's the exciting concept of the game. Along the way of saving each of the villagers, you get to meet someone called Maya, who is also a dream walker. I think it's called Dream Walker. Yeah, I think it is. Who's also a dream walker who helps you along the way. There are so many twists and turns in the story to do with religion, to do with the faiths and beliefs of each of the characters, and you'd be surprised about what happens along the way. Some villagers die, some of them you save. And like I said, loads of twists and everything. There's a brilliant villain. I say brilliant, he doesn't stand out completely, but how he does things, how I've explained he does things, is how it turns out to be a brilliant story. His name is Melzus. He pretends to be a god that all the villagers pray to, and that is how he gets into their minds, makes nightmares, makes monsters, and kills them all off. He gives them so much fear that they have to pray, kind of thing, to survive, you know? But it doesn't work, obviously, because that's what's getting them killed. And that's about it for the story, really. There's plenty going on along the way, but I don't want to give too many spoilers in this review, so I think I'll leave that there and leave it for you to play. It's only £4 on PSN. Anyways, the gameplay, like I said before, is so much like Link to the Past, but Alundra can jump, and there are loads of different items that end in Zelda games so much. The concept of being able to go into people's dreams and have dungeons in there, very Zelda-like dungeons in there, is so amazing. The music in the background that plays is so good. It's creepy as hell. They're meant to be nightmares, properly. Some of the nightmares seem like nice dreams, but they don't end up being quite so nice in the end. Yeah, other than that, what other gameplay mechanics are there? Right, okay, so just like Zelda, I'm going to be comparing that quite a lot, I think. You hack and slash away at enemies real time as you wander around the world map, or you wander through dungeons, because there are dungeons outside of the nightmares as well as inside. Some of the harder ones are actually outside the nightmares. Yeah, you build your health resource, like you have crystals in this, just like the heart containers from Zelda, but with the life crystals or life vessels in this, where you can either get one from beating a boss, for finding a hidden one within a dungeon, finding plenty of hidden ones outside, finding them in shops. There's only one major shop, but you can find little shops here and there around the world map as well. So it's not like you're stuck to the one shop. But the thing is that the stock of the shops doesn't refill apart from the healing items. So if you buy a life vessel from a shop, you're not going to be able to buy another one there unless there were two there to begin with, kind of thing. They don't respawn or anything like that, which is fair enough, because you don't want to be getting up to max HP too easily just by grinding the Gilda. Gilda is the source of money in this game, is the currency. Other than that, I think, yeah, it's just known for the dungeons. The story is the major thing about the game, and the difficulty, like I said already. Next up, the graphics. Okay, so they got the typical 2D graphical style that you got with like modern SNES games or very early PS1 games, and I think it's got a certain charm to it. I like it a lot. If you are too into your modern graphics, I don't think you'll be able to cope with Alundra, even though it is well polished and everything for this sort of 2D-ish, Link to the Past-ish, dark style. I don't know if you like it fully, if you like your modern 3D, big, heavy rain, Final Fantasy 13, I don't know, that sort of quality of graphics. I think the art style in general is quite drab. I don't know. I like them because it fits the nightmarish aspect of the game, the dark horror-ish aspect, but I don't know. There's nothing unique about it, about the graphics, about the art style. It's all browns, dark greens, but at the same time I don't care. I really couldn't care less because the rest of the game is so well done. If there is colour, like this, you go into this volcano, Mount Toma, that's the one, Mount Toma, where all the lava is bright red and looks really nice. There's this one nightmare where you go into this girl's dream and it's really bright colours, it's stunning sunshine and everything like that, which I really like. But for the most part the art style is very drab and generic really, which goes against the game, but I like it anyway. The monster designs and the boss designs, I think they're done really well. There are these monsters which I can't think of anything else that they would have been in, you know, anything similar to that design. When you swing your sword, they run around like a nutcase and they take a lot of killing. They're really tough. I think they're called Stropers or something very similar. I'm pretty sure they got rope in the name. And they got so many tentacles and things that they are scary to come across because they take your life down so quickly. They look alien-ish and that's really good as well. The boss designs, there's Navu up in his mountain. The boss is where he's chasing you and you've just got to avoid everything for a while, so it's not always about fighting the enemies. Sometimes they got interesting mechanics to them. There's this one boss where you're in a nightmare, Klein's dream, where he sort of sucks you in and sucks in Klein in the dream as well, and if Klein gets gobbled up by the monster then you get game over. So there's loads of different mechanics. It's not just about fighting the enemies. They got loads of different patterns, loads of different attacks, and I really like that. The spell effects are nice because you do get magic in this game, similar to Ocarina of Time Zelda, where you're not going to be using the magic all that often, but there's a healing spell which I tend to use more than anything else in the game. Healing scroll or healing book. And that's about it for graphics. I think I would give it a 9 out of 10 because I love the 2D charm games more than I do sort of modern games. But that's just me. I can understand why some people don't. Next up is the music, and this is where the game truly shines. When you first visit the village of Inoa, you really realise, and it's the same music that plays every time you go to the village, you really realise what is so amazing about the music. It's so upbeat for such a dark game that it really stands out, this track. It's got vocals, sort of vocals. Yeah, sort of vocals. You gotta have a listen to that one. The Inoa Village music is on YouTube everywhere. I might be adding music to this review as well, so we'll see. What else do I want to mention? There's the music when you go into nightmares, which is really creepy. It's got full-on human screams in the background and it's morbid, really morbid. But that adds to the atmosphere so much. It does it so well. Definitely a horror-ish game, this game. Another one, I mentioned the place before, Mount Tola. It's the volcano-y, lava-y place. That has got full-on sort of voodoo music, which, oh my god, that creeped me out so much, and I was stuck there for so long because it's got some tough puzzles in that place. Next up, was there any others? The sad theme. Yeah, the sad theme was really depressing actually, because like I said earlier, some of the villagers do actually die, and when they do, the sad theme plays, and you really feel for it because each of the characters has their own personality, their own characteristics, their own speciality, their own ways that they're in trouble from dying all the time, which is quite sad. So this there. Lastly, I want to talk about the replayability. There's so much to collect in the game. You go out on the world map, you go around collecting these things called Gilded Falcons, which you trade in for different special items that you can use throughout the game. There's life vessels, secret ones, trying to max that out is a chore in itself. And you can just keep replaying, using different weapons to go through, but in its essence, it's just the same game over and over every time you play through. The same story, you don't have choices. The same dungeons, same bosses, you haven't really got much choice of strategy with the bosses. So it's not really replayable in that sense. I would give it like a 6 out of 10 because it's so fun and there's so much to collect. You still got stuff to replay for. So, overall, I really enjoyed the game. I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. It's either my favourite game or Final Fantasy IX is my favourite game. Which is why I wanted to review it today actually. So, yeah. Great for its graphics, music, story, characters, gameplay in general, the dungeons, the bosses, the puzzles are tough enough to get you stuck for so long. And that's all I wanted to talk about. So, this has been reeeeally. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you again next time with whatever I chuck up. See you in a bit.